I received my 12 medium-sized large elderberry cuttings. So I'm going to, I ordered these on Etsy. They are very fresh and they look great. You can see there's some green. I'm excited about that. So what I'm going to do is check out my affiliate links posted in the description below for products that I use and love. Clicking on the links when you're making a purchase will allow you to support my channel with no extra cost to you. Thank you again for your support. Wrap each cutting with grafting tape. So I'll show you how I do that. This grafting tape is 1/2 inch wide. I did end up ordering a 1 inch wide tape, but that won't be here until next month. So I'm going to work with what I have. And with the grafting tape, you have to stretch it for it to stick. So I'm going to pull up this side here, right there, and I'm going to pull off as much as I think I will need. You're going to need more than you think. And it's really no stress because you can still add more. So this is what I have here. I'll just break that off. You'll just break it off, pull, see, and then it breaks. I'm going to set that to the side. Alright, so we have our tape down. I'm going to take the rubber bands off of this. Alright, let's see. I think we can pick this one first. Okay. This cutting here. I'm going to start towards the bottom. I can tell that it's not as damp right here, so I'll just kind of keep that going. So this part here that was already damp will be what I dip in the rooting compound when I'm ready to pot it into soil. But right above right here, I'm going to start with the grafting tape. Alright, so now you just stretch. I'm going to make sure that it overlaps because I don't want any of the cuttings to dry out. So I'm stretching. Oh, okay. And I'm coming towards the end of it right here. So I'll just press it down. And then get another piece. I don't need a big piece because we only have this left. So we have this one. And just, I think that this would be enough. Okay. So So this part here is stretched out more. So I'll start there. And you pick it right back up. Almost made it. So I need a small piece for this. Gloves are a little too big, but I think it'll be okay. All right. I'll use this end right here. Cover it on the top, and now we have the top covered right here. This will help prevent the cutting from drying out before it has a chance to root, and you can probably see where it's a little bit darker. There's like little protrusions. That would be where the new growth would push out, and this one would push out too. Let me get closer. Right there. So that is one done. Oh, look at this. Looks like this one is already starting to root right there. You see it? Yep. Well, that's exciting. For this one, I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out how long I need it to be. Okay. So now that I pulled, this is what I'm going to start with because it is stretched out the most. So again, I'm going to start above where it's damp. So I'm going to start here and work my way up. And when we get to the top, we still pull, but it will seal inside. And then we just pull it off and tuck in there. So there we go. Alright, so this is our third one. I'm gonna save the piece that was my extra from the second one, and I'll start with the new one. So this stretched out part here is what I'm gonna start with because it's the stickiest. Alright, and this is the third cutting. You can see here. It's very fresh. So I can see that it's damp up to here. So I will start the grafting tape here. All right. It is a little difficult getting started with these gloves on, but once you get going, it'll all stick and it'll be fine. It just needs to be able to stick on itself. So I'm pulling as I twist. You see how it just covers it? And that's protecting it to prevent it from drying before we get our rooting success. So, and then when I get to the top, I'm just going to cover it like that and pull and tuck that in, just like that. And push that down. And here we are. I'm going to do this with the rest of them and I will bring you back. It's a lot easier to do without the gloves. So I was able to do this one pretty quickly without any gloves, and I was able to wrap it better. So I would suggest that you try it without gloves. And again, this is really high quality cutting. You see it's starting to root already. All right, I will come back and show you my progress. This is my last one. And you can see how fresh these cuttings are. I'm gonna do these by hand without the gloves because it is better that way. These are all the cuttings, all wrapped up with the grafting tape. I ordered it from Elder Wolf Gardens on Etsy, and in their item description it says, so these are the 12 medium size from their Marge variety elderberry tree. They believe it's the best to grow. It's a hardy hybrid of American and European elder. It's vigorous, self-pollinating, disease-resistant, and doesn't sucker all over the yard, which is good. The berries are 3 times bigger than most varieties, which makes it easier to harvest. It stays compact and can grow 8 to 12 feet high. I like that. That was one of the reasons why I chose this one. They've had a high percentage rate of not using any stimulants, which is good to know. The rooting hormones help to prevent fungus and bacteria from infecting your cuttings. Honey and willow bark water are also reported to work as well as a rooting stimulant. And it says roots and shoot growth should appear after 6 weeks. And the plant will be ready to transplant after 10 to 12 weeks. So I'm excited. I have Clonex here. I think I will use this. Okay, so I have my 2 containers. I'm going to try honey in a couple of the cuttings, and then for the rest I will use the Clonex. All right. We can fill this one with soil, and we'll put the honey in those ones. So I'm using pre-moistened potting mix seed starting mix that is cocoa coir based. So there's no actual soil in this mix. And I'll go on and fill the other one. Had to get my skewer. So I'm going to make indentations in here. So it looks like I'm gonna do 3. All right. I'll take this one. And I'll choose another one of the 3 and kind of use that to rub it around. Rub the honey. All on it. And then I'll use this one to get, so it's not a lot of excess. It looks like I didn't get any on this side. And I appreciate that the seller indicated in the listing that the bottoms of the cuttings were angle cuts and the tops were flat cuts. That was helpful. There's no reason to even second guess yourself. Okay, so I have these. I think I'm gonna put this one in right now. Just put that right into the soil. And then I'm gonna choose my third one. Actually, I think I'll dip this one. I'll dip this to get a bit more. And then I will choose my third cutting. We'll use this one. So I'm going to use that to rub the honey around. Okay. Yep, looks like we are good. So, got everything covered on both. So now I can put both of them in. Now what I'm going to do is press down and add a little bit more press down. Here we have our honey dipped cuttings. I can already tell I'm going to need more soil in here. To support the cutting. I'm going to fill this one too. Okay, so we have those, and I gotta decide. So right now, this is not going to be where the cuttings will live forever. I just want to have them in these containers so they can start to root and leaf out, and then I'll up pot them. So I'm going to try to fit as many cuttings as I can into these containers for the time being. And if you would do it a different way, have at it. I'm not saying my way is the right way or the only way. This is just what I'm doing. So I'm gonna make maybe 5 in here, and then 4 in here. Or maybe I can do 5. We shall see. All right. So now for these, I'm going to move this over. We are going to use the Clonex, which is in here. Now, I'm going to do it in a similar way, what I did with the honey. So I'll take one. And use it to get the hormone compound onto the other cuttings. Okay, I got that one. And I'm going to put that in the middle. Okay. And I'll take this one. Same thing. This little metal container that I have the Clonex in is actually a little container for salad dressing. I like that it's metal instead of plastic, and you can sanitize it a bit easier. And it has a silicone lid, a spill-proof silicone lid. So my daughter and niece really enjoy using this to pack their salads for lunch because it's the perfect size to hold the right amount of salad dressing. So we have that one going in. Okay. This one is going in. All right. That is our 5th. So now what I'll do is push the soil down so all of the cuttings make contact with soil. One, two, three, 4. So if I can get 5 in here, it'll be all of these. Let's see. All right, so we have this one. That one here. Okay, I was just checking to see if I needed to, if I really needed to cover this one all the way up with rooting hormone, but there is a scrape here which I would like to use to my advantage because that is where the new roots will come from. This is my second to the last one, so we are going to use both to coat both. So we have both covered. Get a little bit there. All right. So then we'll put that in, and then I'll place this one. Alright, so now I did pretty good. I don't have a lot left. So now I'm going to make sure that the soil is in contact. With the cutting. And I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit more soil to this one here, and I will put them on my heating mat. And because they are wrapped with the graft tape, I really don't need to put a humidity dome over them, but I'll keep an eye on it, and we will wait to see green leaves pop out. And at least with this one, I'll be able to see the roots. So that'll give me an idea about what's happening with the other two pots, because I can actually see this one. So I will link the Clonex in the description. I will also link to the graft tape that I'm using, and I will try to link these pots. And if you're interested in these containers, I'll link those as well. I'll try to find and link the potting mix that I'm using. Keep in mind that when you get that potting mix, this one, it is very dry, and I add it to a Ziploc bag and put water in it and smush it around, and that works perfectly. And you get the consistency of mix that you see here.